Good day, I'm Carleen Brown-Thompson and this is your JIS News for Monday, April 29. About 9,000 residents in western Westmoreland are set to benefit from improved access to potable water under the Nonpareil Water Supply Mains Replacement and Upgrading Project. The $445 million project will be undertaken over 18 months from May 2013 to November 2014, benefiting more than 14 communities. It will involve the replacement of the existing transmission and distribution mains. Water Minister Robert Pickersgill signed a contract for the Negril Lighthouse to Orange Hill component of the project at his offices in New Kingston last week. 2 additional pipeline contracts, as well as contracts for pump stations and reservoirs, are left to be signed.
The Nonpareil Water Supply Mains Replacement and Upgrading Project is one of 6 rural water supply projects which will be undertaken and which are being undertaken under the NWC's K-Factor program. These projects will be implemented at a collective cost of 1.8 billion Jamaican dollars.
Energy Minister Philip Paulwell says he intends to start granting licenses for electric power wheeling in July.
Wheeling will allow a company that is sufficiently large, that has a number of outlets, to generate from one location and be allowed to attach its wires to the grid to transport that energy to its other locations for a fee.
The Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, has indicated that the power wheeling rate will vary between $50 and $175 and the final rate will be determined after public consultations. The Ministry of Health has started consultations on the review of the no-user fee policy for health facilities. Portfolio Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson says the process began on Thursday, April 18, with a discussion with opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Ken Baugh.
The intention is to move from there to having 4 consultations in the 4 health regions and also having smaller discussions with stakeholders.
The health minister was addressing a recent JIS think tank. He said a concept document formed from a draft IDB study which speaks to the sustainability of the health sector would be used as a baseline document at those formal consultations. In the meantime, the minister made it clear that whatever system was implemented, the most vulnerable would be protected. Government has set aside $10 million to improve the living conditions at the MUIRTON Boys Home in Manchaniel, Portland. MUIRTON is operated by the Child Development Agency and caters to boys aged 12 to 17 years who are deemed to be in need of care and protection. During a visit to the home on Friday, Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna said sections of the home which sustained significant damage during the passage of Hurricane Sandy last year would be repaired as soon as possible.
Because we knew you had some damages for Sandy. I wanted to come here today because anything that we do in the ministry, we want to get first-hand knowledge of what is going on.
Special arrangements have been put in place at tax offices across the island to accommodate the expected increase in customers trying to meet the April 30 property tax payment deadline for 2013-2014. On April 29 and 30, additional staff has been made available to ensure that persons are directed to the correct lines and to process queries. Special cashiering lines will be operated specifically to handle property tax payments. As a convenient alternative, property owners are reminded that they may pay their property tax online through the Jamaica Tax Portal at jamaicataxonline.gov.jm. And finally, hundreds bid farewell to the late Dr. Olive LEWIN on Saturday, describing her as a woman of grace who was passionate and prolific. Dr. LEWIN was accorded an official funeral at the University of the West Indies Chapel in St. Andrew and later interred at the St. James Anglican Church in Hayes, Clarendon. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller Miller and opposition leader Andrew Holness were among a wide cross-section of persons who paid their final respects to the renowned musicologist who passed away on April 10. For 1 hour, the sanctuary was filled with musical tributes provided by organizations and persons with whom Dr. Lewin was associated during her lifetime. Among those paying tribute was the Culture Minister, Lisa Hanna, who said that by virtue of Dr. Lewin's work, Jamaicans were given a vision of themselves that helped to shape their identity and build Jamaica. And delivering a heartwarming eulogy, Dr. Lewin's daughter, retired Major Joanna Lewin, said her mother knew how to enjoy life and gave of herself both locally and internationally.
She was talented, kind, caring, brilliant, tireless, possessed of a dry and wry sense of humor. She instilled dignity, respect for all, resourcefulness, discipline, and yes, Christine, she was a perfectionist.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Carleen Brown Thompson. Thanks for watching.